Happy holidays from KLBK.
Hello everyone and welcome to Transit Friends. Thanks so much for joining us and Merry Christmas. We are just one day away from Christmas and I hope you're all spending time with your family and loved ones. Today's a special day. We have a lot of fun things going on, some readings and good food, but first we got to send it over to Brenda with United, who's going to give us an easy recipe to make.
Well, Merry Christmas Eve, and maybe you've been doing a lot of cooking, or maybe you have some celebrating to do next week. Kind of the next week represents lots of snacking. I guess that's a lot of the time, but I thought I would do something that doesn't use a lot of cooking, that we let the stores do some of the work for us. Now, you are going to do a little bit of cooking, but it's really simple, and that is we're going to make our own version of cheese crackers. Now, I've done these before, and there's some of my favorites. So just a reminder, I took the Sargento Thins, and I took each piece, I took them out of the package, and then I took each piece. It's easier if you pull on the wax paper. They always want to break. That's okay, they taste the same. You can use the good ones for guests. Many of us aren't having too many guests these days, so you get to enjoy them all by yourself. Then I stack them up and I cut them up into 4 little squares. I put them on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. We're gonna put them in the oven at 250 for about 30 minutes. So be careful that they don't go too far. And so you want them to be nice and crispy. All right, so I'm gonna go through and show you what we're gonna serve this with. So I've got my regular just cheese chips. That's it. That's all that's in them is cheese. They're so good. These are going to be really good for snacking on here down the road. And so I'm going to put those in here. And then maybe you want just some regular old crackers. I grabbed some of these multi-grain. These are the roasted garlic ones. You actually find these on the gluten-free aisle, but they're so tasty in here. So you can kind of fill that up. So maybe you're not filling up on just chips and queso. Don't get me wrong, I love my queso, but it's kind of a challenge. Then we're gonna have some veggies because we need to get some of that good nutrition in there. But I promise we're gonna have something delectable here. So I grabbed some of the fresh cut that's already done for me. You can certainly chop up your own bell peppers. And then I also grabbed some celery sticks. So let me tell you how we're gonna pair. These guys are a little bit, I have the tiniest hole to get these out, but I guess it keeps them more fresh. Okay, let's start with everybody's favorite guacamole. I ran over to the produce department and I grabbed some fresh made guacamole. So that would go really good with these cheese chips or even the regular crackers. Really, any of these veggies would go really good for that. So we're gonna have that. And then probably one of my all-time favorite, and I find ways to fit this in to part of a healthy diet, is the smoked Gouda pimento cheese spread. This stuff is so delicious, but moderation. So instead of filling up on just the crackers, this is where the veggies come in. So what a great way to get your veggies in. A little bit of an alternative to that ranch dip that you normally have. And then last but not least, maybe you need a little bit of more substance if you're snacking on this, whether it's tonight, next week, New Year's Eve, who knows. I just grabbed some light chicken salad. This also is delicious on any of these crackers. I love it on the celery sticks too. There you got some celery in there, but it takes that crunch just a little bit further. So a great way to finish celebrating Christmas, welcome in that new year with some good taste and some good nutrition. Hey everybody, Merry, Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
Thanks so much, Brenda. You make such easy recipes that anyone can do, so we appreciate it. Now, it's been cold all week. It's definitely getting us ready for Christmas. It feels like Christmas. Good time to bundle up, maybe watch a movie with your family and loved ones this time of year. Gotta be thankful for what we have so far. Is this weather gonna stick around, and how's it gonna look on that Christmas day?
Well, Kelsey, we saw that cold front move through the area yesterday. Temperatures dropped as we moved throughout the evening, and unfortunately, the wind picked up. So we've been watching that wind out there today. That's been the biggest problem. Temperatures actually just above average. Believe it or not, the average high for Christmas Eve is 53. We're actually sitting at 54 right now in Lubbock, and you see all the sunshine. And we cleared out behind that front any clouds or anything precipitation, which of course didn't fall. All that moved east, and we were left with clear conditions this afternoon. Temperatures across the area into the low 50s, not bad in Freona and Dimmitt. Tulia, Silverton, all at 51, 56 in Paducah, 58 in Jayden, 56 in Post, mid-50s, Seminole, Plains, Brownfield, Tahoka, and Lamesa. So those areas really seeing those temperatures right around or just above average. And that wind, of course, making it feel worse. Watching that sustained wind all day today from the west and northwest, anywhere 15 to 20 miles per hour. We've been watching the wind actually drop, thankfully, down to 15 miles per hour here in Lubbock, but it is 21 miles per hour in Silverton and generally around 20 miles per hour in Jayton, as well as up into Turkey, and then slightly less wind over to Plains, Denver City, Seminole, and the lighter wind speeds actually going to be working their way to the east. And we'll see light wind after midnight for all, and tomorrow actually going to shape up to be a pretty nice day with the light wind. Now, latest drought update came out today, still showing exceptional drought, the highest category off to the west of Lubbock, the darker red there. And we have extreme drought in the red category, including Lubbock County, Lynn County, Dawson, up even into Swisher County, Hale County, Floyd County. So unfortunately, drought conditions obviously here because we aren't seeing that rain. So we're watching, unfortunately, dry conditions continuing, and we'll continue tonight for Christmas Eve. So you're looking at temperatures this evening, 10, 11 o'clock, perhaps getting ready for Santa to come down and deliver presents. Already going to be below freezing by that point, between 10 and 11 o'clock tonight. Clear skies, the wind will be light. That's warm for Santa. He's just in the North Pole where things are a lot colder than that, but we will shape up to see a warmer Christmas, and we'll see how long that sticks around in your latest local forecast coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Kelsey?
The holidays is a very special time, and it's a good time to be with loved ones. Now, if you can't maybe be with your loved one or just want to do something special, we're going to actually read some of our favorite Christmas books to you. So I'm going to kick it off, then a little bit later, Heidi and Olivia are going to read theirs, but mine's going to be the Walt Disney's Santa Toy Shop. Walt Disney is obviously a classic, and this is some good old-fashioned fun, so I'm excited and hope you enjoy it. We're going to go see what Santa's up to. Here we go. Way up north in the land of ice and snow stands a little house. Santa lives there. He lives there. Miss Claus and the elves live there too. They all work in the toy shop. They make dolls. I wonder what else they're gonna make. And trains and games. That's a lot of toys. I wonder what toys y'all are gonna get. The happy little Christmas elves are busy all year long making and trying out the toys. Santa is the busiest of them all. They are super busy. I bet they're super busy right now, getting ready. Santa never has time to play with the toys. Soon it is Christmas Eve, and Santa still hasn't played with a single toy. I don't know if I can do that, guys. I guess he's really busy, huh? Miss Claus whispers something into Santa's ear. Wonderful idea, says a reindeer near Santa. I wonder what the idea is. What do y'all think it is? All night long and around the world they fly. I hope y'all are on the stop. There's Santa from the deer. They're flying. Finally, Santa Claus reaches the very last house on his list. Last one, guys. He turns on the Christmas tree lights. It's about to get in the chimney, and then there's the lights. He finds a plate of cookies and a glass of milk. Then he unpacks the toys, but he does not hustle away. I wonder why. I hope y'all are ready to feed Santa Claus. He's got a busy day. He puts something in the new train set and sends it speeding the track. He flies the model airplanes around the Christmas tree. He's finally playing with the toys, guys. I wonder if he plays with your toy. After Santa tries out every Christmas toy, back home he flies. Every single one. That'd be pretty cool. I did as you suggested and stopped at the last house, Santa tells Mrs. Claus. Do you think he might pick your house to stop at this year? What do y'all think? I have to know. Are they going to stop at your toy? Have you been good enough to be able to happen and Santa Claus to come? But I hope y'all enjoyed this book and have a very Merry Christmas coming up right in just a second. Heidi's going to read her book, and I know it's going to be a good one, so y'all better stay tuned.
The new year calls for a new look. During the New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row. Find fresh designs store-wide and save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. The New Year's Super Sale, only at Furniture Row.
It is the question that matters the most.
¿Dónde está?
That takes you behind the story.
Robert.
It drives everything we do. It is the foundation of trust.
Get all of it.
And the truth that propels us forward.
What did you make of that?
It is the question. One word, 3 letters long. And without it, our purpose
That's news.
and our freedom fade. This is why.
Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. I am joined here by my son, Bo, who is so excited to share this story with you. We're going to be reading you The Night Before Christmas. It's one of my favorites and perfect since Santa Claus is headed here this evening. So we're getting ready for nap time, so this is a perfect time to do it. So you ready, bud? 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, he sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With the little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them my name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away all. As the dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed in all fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of his pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump like a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and he filled all the stockings and then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." The end. We hope you guys enjoyed the story. This one is ready to go down, and when he wakes up, Santa Claus will be here. So hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Christmas Eve and a Merry Christmas Day.
The holidays are...
We give you personal service when you need it the most. Lakeridge Chapel. Distinctive services to all of the memories, treating you like family. Here for you and our community, serving you with grace and dignity. Lakeridge is there, here for you, your family, and our community. Lakeridge Chapel.
Welcome back to Trends and Friends, y'all. Today I'm going to be reading one of my favorites from when I was little during Christmas, which is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So let's get into it. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot.
But the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason, but I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. Whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below their tower. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with the Grinch's fingers nervously drumming, I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early, they'd rush for their toys. And the Whos, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. The more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. He then chuckled and clucked, and what a Grinchy trick. And with his coat and his hat, I look just like Saint Nick. So he called his dog Max. And then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn to the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up, and the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Whos lay a snooze in their town. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant. Around the whole room he took every present. Pop guns, bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorns, and plums. And he slunk into an icebox and he took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding, he took the roast beef. Then he cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, the Grinch grinned, I will stuff the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove. And when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove, he turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know the old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie, he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light one inside. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and then I'll bring it back here. It was 1/4 dawn, and all the Who's still in bed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was grinchiously humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up, I know what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open for a minute or two, and then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so. It was merry, very. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And then the minute his heart didn't quite feel so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back all the toys and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beef. And that is the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. We'll be right back with more Trends and Friends, so stay with us.
It is the question.
Is at 3 on KLBK.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Christy with your Latino Lubbock Update. As we prepare for Christmas Day, I want to thank you for patiently joining me each week to do, as I did the Latino Lubbock Update. And I'm blessed to share news with you. Although this year, sometimes we didn't have any news because so many events have been canceled due to COVID-19. But we're alive and well, and even though we've lost some folks and family along the way, we must be grateful for all that we're blessed with. I also want to thank those who sent me some very unexpected gifts, and a doll from my childhood. What a special memory that was, that just brought back so much. I got an apron and the apron that I'm actually going to use this weekend when my daughter and I make tamales and build new memories and share old ones. And then I love to bake, and someone bought me a baking pans that I still don't know who these gifts are from, but I am so grateful. Thank you so much for even thinking of me. I know that often Christmas becomes about gift giving, but I want to encourage you to take time to enjoy the gift of family and friends. I leave you with a verse that reminds us that we are shepherds and truly loved by God. He gave us the very best gift. And the verse is Luke 2:8-11. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord." With that, everybody, make sure that you pick up your December issue or read us online at www.latinolubbock.net. And most importantly, on behalf of my family and our Trends and Friends family, have a very Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, be safe, and take care of those you love. And now back to more Trends and Friends. God bless everybody.
Terry has the day's top stories tonight on KLBK.
When you want the best in local news, there's no easier way than the Everything Lubbock app. Navigate easily through local news and information that's important to you. Breaking news alerts, live streaming newscasts, the app with everything. Download the Everything Lubbock app.
I have something for you.
I have something for you too.
It's the GMC season to upgrade. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most GMC models. Use it to get over $10,000 total value on this 2021 Sierra Denali.
See the new GMCs at your West Texas dealer.
If we spend a third of our life sleeping, shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the New Year's Super Sale, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Score free shipping and check out the Summit Firm for only $199.99. Save $100 on our entire Doctor's Choice lineup. Or purchase a Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 Furniture Row gift certificate, plus 5 years no interest financing. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
How's this real life? How can my child that I have prayed for every day be just laying there lifeless? I know you have plans to prosper us, not to harm us. That verse kept going over and over. I was like, I'm standing on your word, because this is not just my child, he's yours. I was just like, God, what's happening? Where are you? And I just felt God say, Cassie, do you trust me?
On the 700 Club, Friday at 9 a.m.
This is the most important flu shot you'll ever get. COVID-19 will still be dangerous during flu season, so protect yourself and those you love as much as possible, starting with a flu shot to help avoid getting the flu. You can also fight the flu the same way you fight COVID-19. Wear a face mask near others, stay 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Fight both. Together, they can be a dangerous combination. Together for a healthy Texas.
If you're able to put on your mask and go to the grocery store, the big mega store, and touch all of that, don't you think you can come back to Super Salad and touch nothing and enjoy the freshest foods on the planet? Y'all are missing out.
Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on the show today, and we're grateful for y'all to be here. I know it's been a very hard year, but I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and spend a little time with your loved ones. If it's in person or maybe over technology, I hope it's a good one for you guys. Now remember, we won't have a show tomorrow, but we will be back on Monday, so I'll see you guys then and have a blessed day.